Hey there Internet, Keith here and welcome to the Cars to Keith YouTube channel. In this video we're doing a ceramic coating install on our test hood with the DIY Detail ceramic coatings, the 3, 5, and 8-year coatings. Now if you've never heard of DIY Detail before, it's exactly what it says. It's do it yourself. They are professional grade products but easy enough for a normal person like me or you to use. Now Nick and Ivan had sent me these before the actual launch. They launched on May 1st, so this video will come out after that. But I kind of wanted to watch their video first, and it was very informative. So I'll leave that link in the description below. But what's intimidating for a lot of people is the high spots. Leveling stuff down, knowing once it flashes, knowing how long it takes before you go back and you buff it out. But after watching that video, I'm like, oh, I can do this easy because they show a way to do it that's just like kind of like nonchalant. And you're used to this kind of like everybody's showing these amazing cross-hatching procedures in these little 2x2 sections. It doesn't have to be done that way. Not with these products. These are all high-quality ceramic coatings. But they have attribute levels of 3, 5, and 8. So the 3-year is graphene. And the reason it's 3 years is because graphene breaks down over time. As Ivan says, creates a matrix over the coating, creates a topper. Now, one issue that most ceramic coatings have is they're very susceptible to water spotting because they create such hydrophobic beads. The graphene helps to prevent and lessen the water spotting issues. The 5 years attribute is high gloss, the highest gloss of all of these and probably one of the higher ones on the market. 5 years worth of it. So if you want that super glossy finish, this is the way to go. This is probably going to go on Heidi, my 335, with the glossy aquamarine color change vinyl. I've already talked to Ivan and he says they are safe on PPF, safe on vinyl, and they will not mess with the self-healing characteristics. The 8-year is their pro level coating. Highly durable, highly dirt repellent, or what they would call self-cleaning, where it just can't stick to this coating and you can just hit it with a foam and a rinse and be good most of the time. Now, that's all going to depend on how well you maintain these. Now these numbers could be higher or less than what it says based on how well you treat the coating, how well you maintain the coating, where the car is stored. Does it sit in the sun all day long? Does it get beat on? Does it sit under a tree? And then you come back and wash it 6 months later. All those kinds of things will affect the longevity of any ceramic coating or any kind of wax. These applicators that Ivan is very fond of, they like these to install their coatings. We have a low pile microfibers, one for each. This is to do that initial leveling. And then you have a buff microfiber that you come back with, which is a much thicker, a much higher GSM. And it's just really nice, light and fluffy for that final buff. So pricing. The 3-year is $60, the 5-year is $100, and the 8-year is like $160. Now you can save yourself 10% by using code CARSWITHKEEV on their website. So now let's flip the hood up so you can see the kind of madness behind all this blue tape that you've been seeing for the last few minutes. Now don't make too much fun of me for my uneven coordinates. I didn't measure it off. I just went tape, 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 and this is what we came up with. This mark across the middle, this tape signifies the quick beads line. So every time that I do a test, I wash the hood or do I do whatever, after it's done rinsing, we're going to throw a layer of quick beads across the bottom here. That way we're doing the topper coat. We're trying to save and increase the longevity of the coatings. And if you want the graphene type attributes with the 8 and the 5, you can add the quick beads because as a graphene infused ceramic, that will help give you those graphene qualities. It has about a 3 to 6 month lifespan. Really great product. I use it all the time. So on this hood, we have stripped it down. We used all clean, incredible Suds to clean it off. We did a clay towel with their iron remover. Then we polished it with the gold standard. Then we did a panel prep. So I'll leave links in the below for all the kind of videos that go with these products, but it's all in the prep. Now the top is just going to be the 3, 8, and 5 by itself. So there won't be any toppers added. So we can see how these coatings react to what we do. And I do all kinds of crazy stuff. And then the tape lines, once they're taken off after the coating, these will be unprotected areas of the surface. So we'll be able to see side by side what the ceramic coated surface looks like versus the non-protected. And then obviously from the blue line down, you'll be able to see the difference between just quick beads on this versus the ceramic coating with quick beads down there. So we're gonna have all kinds of stuff going. And so I don't ever forget, if it's a 3, 8, or 5, we're going to have unprotected 3, 8, and 5 on the top. So that way when we hit it with some water, we're definitely going to see the difference here, and I will be able to tell which one is which. So out of the box we have our bottle, and based off the tutorial video, they said in the initial amount, maybe about 10 drops of product. Hopefully it translates to the camera. You'll be able to see the wetness. And then they say you have about 5 minutes, and it depends on, you know, the humidity you have, the temperature in your controlled environment, depends on how long it takes to flash and do its thing. So they say 10 drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And make sure with the graphene that you shook it up before you did that, because you have those graphene particles in the bottom. Oh yeah, I can see the wetness. I'm trying not to do too much around this tape because I don't want to lift it up. But I can see, I'm looking over it, I can see the spots that I've missed because it is going on very wet, even though this is a black hood, which is probably harder to see that. But I can see I still have plenty of product. I'm probably going to do a couple of drops before I move to that section. This is so much easier just doing it with in these swirl motions, like I even said, and not these crazy crosshatch. Because, you know, it's a chemical reaction that happens. Make sure I think I missed some spots right there. Now when you come back with your level, if you're leveling and you feel like it's still wet and still sticky, let it, you know, flash and dry just a little bit longer. And if it's not feeling wet, then it's probably perfect. So I got it kind of wet right here. I can see when I first started out with those 10 drops, it's heavier right there than it is over here. So I'm probably gonna do a little more leveling over there to kind of get it nice and evened out. And you can see the flash. It looks like oil slick. I feel it's dry enough. Yeah, I can feel it. It's not wet. It's not dragging my microfibers, so I think we are good. Feels so slick. And I can see as I'm doing this, I can see those flash spots, that oil slick, rainbow type look. I wonder how, if the ceramic like seeps through that tape and is actually protecting underneath that tape. Then I'll follow up with a nice buff, trying not to catch this tape that wants to keep coming off. So let's do our 5. Obviously I've learned a little bit from 3. We're still going to use the same 10 drops. Like that. And then I know now that once I start, that's probably the wettest it's going to get. I need to come back once I get up here and then go back to that to kind of get a little more level. But man, you can really see that wetness. So it's best to have kind of a light, and as you're looking over, you can see if you've missed anything. I like my reflections from my lights because it gives me the ability to kind of change my angle. And that light is always following me. I'm kind of got to go across right there because I might have missed some of that. And I might have missed a little bit over here. And then I come back and work out my wet spot. Then we're going to add about 3 drops. I think that's pretty good. Now the 5-year flashes a little bit differently. There's less of that oil slickness. So I'm gonna, it's only been a minute or so. Oh yeah, that feels nice and slick. There you go. So this coating definitely reacts differently than the graphene one. The graphene one was a lot easier on the applicator too because it has that dark graphene color, so you can see where the drops were on your applicator pad. This one right here, this 5 years, like, I don't even see the leveling at all. Like, it's like, you just kind of put it on and buff and you're done. Like, it isn't a whole lot of, work going on. Like I said, I'm using the reflection of my light here to kind of see and look for those high spots. Now, the fact that it worked easier for me over the 3 year does not necessarily mean that it's easier. It could be my learning curve as well, with learning from the 3 year going to this, that I was using the right amount of product and not too much, and moving it around nice and even. Man, you can tell that gloss between the two. That is nice. Now to our 8 year coating. This is the quality and standard of a pro level product. So I don't know if it's going to be a slightly more work leveling wise. There we go. It's hard to get exactly a certain amount of drops though. Yeah, I can see that. You get to the point where you can't see that wetness and tell where you've been, you need to add product to your pad. And I can see it. And go back and spread it out a little bit better. I've added some more. About 4 drops is what came out of there. This definitely has a little more flash like the 3 than it does the 5. I'm hoping this light can kind of show you, but even here, it's just hard to show. There's just a little bit of oil slickness. Time to level, and I'm looking at it like I've got nothing to level. Like, obviously we're taking off some of that flash, but I'm seeing like no high spots. Like I said, these lights are great. Amazon, I think it was like 150, 200 bucks for 6 of these huge LED panels. You can do 3K, 4K, 5K. You could change it from 10 watts, 20 watts, 30 watts. I have them right now. They're on 4K at 20 watts. I'm telling you, there's nothing there. This is great. So the 8's a lot like the 5. The flash isn't as dark as the 3, and that's probably the graphene. Well, there you go. I mean, we have no high spots that I can see. I'll go back over it. You still have a little more time. Like I said, you can go back with a little more product over that area, work it around, and then go back and level again. But this was very easy. And like I said, anybody can do this. And also, Ivan told me that you don't have to throw away your microfibers when you're doing this. When you're done doing your leveling and you're done doing your buffing, just put them in a bucket of Rinseless Wash, 256:1 dilution ratio. It'll break down that ceramic before it dries, and you'll be able to use that microfiber again. And that's it. One thing I hate is I can't really translate this to you on camera. It just doesn't look the same. It doesn't pick it up. But 5 is definitely glossier than the other 2. It'll look even better out in the sun. Now remember, these aren't fully cured yet. You get about an hour, and they said after an hour you can drive it in the rain. You just can't wash it. You can't put any chemicals on it for 7 days. So what we'll do is in 7 days, maybe 2 weeks, I'll film another video where we have the tape off. We'll show the characteristics. We'll do the first wash of the hood, see how it all works out, and then obviously we're gonna do videos down the line, the longevity of this, and every video that we do a test of soaps or anything, you're going to see that hood go through that abuse, and you're going to see how that ceramic coating reacts. I got no complaints so far. I mean, that's just the install, our initial impressions. I can't really test anything right now, but like I said, there'll be more videos down the line. Pricing wise, really on point. You can use code CARSISKEY, save yourself 10%. There'll be links in the description below for any of the videos or any of the products that I talked about. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. So welcome to the end of the video where I do bloopers, sneak peeks, or giveaway announcements. This is kind of a mix. There is so much going on right now. I don't want to waste too much of your time, but the active short gun is out. I'm going to do a nice honest review on this. I'm going to spend a couple of days playing with it. The Killins love my nozzle guard video so much they sent a quick connect stainless steel kit for our giveaway. And you guys suggested that I get the Uberflex 1/4-inch hose for the giveaway. So we have everything we need for the giveaway. Then we're going to do a comparison of this 1/4-inch hose versus a 3/8-inch hose. using these connections and using the short gun.